say chakra today. We're going to start with the pranic channels, the nadis, where the energy from the chakras travels through. So energy flow, we're talking about the energy from the universe, and our prana, our energy comes from our sun, and all the prana is supplied from the sun to this planet. And the prana, it's the universal energy, and that flow comes in through the chakras, and they're like the power stations that direct the energy through the body. But they're directed from the chakras through the nadis. So there's 3 major nadis in the body: Ida on the left, Pingala on the right, and Sushumna in the middle. So these 3 main nadis, meridians, energy lines, whatever you like to call them, these are distributing the energy through the thousands of meridians or thousands of pranic channels, thousands of nadis through our body. So it's always really important to work with the nadis. And in yoga, that's what we're doing in every sort of art, healing art, is bringing balance to those 2 opposing energies. So Ida on the left and Pingala on the right. Salute to the sun. The main point for the salute to the sun is to balance the nadis, but it's also to balance the fire energy. And the fire nadi is on the right, the sun, and the moon nadi is on the left. So we have the feminine energy, the moon energy on the left, the masculine energy, the sun energy on the right. And then it's everything that's opposing. So hatha, ha is sun and tha is moon. So that's hatha yoga. So if you think of everything, so on the right side we're more dry, the left side it's more the damp energy. You know what? We have the mental state and the physical state, and everything opposing is on the right and the left side. So Sushumna Nadi is the Nadi in the middle, which is a combination of the 2, right? So we could see more, in one way we could see the right side as mind, Pingala Nadi, the left Nadi, Ida Nadi, as body, and the center Nadi as soul. And it's a combination of mind and body that creates our soul, what the balance of our soul is. So if you're looking at that on chemical terms, it's more the alkaline and the acid, and how well our pH is balanced, because that's going to determine how thin or thick our blood is and our hormone is. Yeah, is it too thin that we bruise a lot? Is it too thick that we clot? So it's all of those energies to get that perfectly balanced. So when we're working on balance, that's actually what all our balance is, all our opposing energies together. So these nadis, they run through the spine. They're not tangible. They're not, you can't see them and feel them. They're energy meridians, and it's like power. We have negative and positive ion, like electricity, to run our bodies, and that's what they're doing. They're creating the electricity. So they start at the base chakra, but then they cross over at the next chakra. So now they're on the opposite side, and then they come back and cross over again at the solar plexus. Now they're on the side they began on. Then they cross over, and then the opposite sides at the heart. Then they cross over, and they're on the correct side at the throat. Then they cross over and they meet at Ajna Chakra, the only one point they meet of that consciousness. Yeah. So this is the matrimony, and this is left-right brain. And that's why, because they come to the opposite, the right brain rules the left side of the body, the left brain rules the right side of the body. Yeah. So our intuitive and our intellect, so they cross over as well. So the brain then that's why it's on opposite sides. So what we're going to do today is we are going to cleanse the nadis as much as we can. So we'll do Nadi shodhana, salute to the sun, all those things that people say, oh, you know, I get a bit overdoing salute to the sun, but it is actually an important thing to do, because it is working the nadis and balancing the fire channel, whether it's underactive or overactive. As long as you're doing something that's working the nadis, Nadi shodhana in the practice, or something, everything you do in yoga though, because you do the left, you do the right, yeah? You go to the left, you go to the right, you do a twist, everything is going to work those nadis, yeah? But salute to the sun will balance that fire channel, and salute to the sun is we are doing a physical praise to the sun when we're doing salute to the sun. Yeah. So we will start, and remember meridian tapping? We're waking up all of that pranic energy in the body. Yeah, so there is good reason for that as well, because those 3 pranic channels are distributing the energy through the thousands of pranic channels in the body. So let's get started, and we will stand up and start a bit of a tap. And we will just use the heels a little bit. If your legs start cramping, you can stop. You might want to shake, or you might just want to stop completely. But just use the heels, because as you tap and release energy, it's not just energy you're releasing, but it's going to release toxins from your body, and it wants to push it into the lymph tissues. And when you shake around, it gets it into the lymph tissues more. Then it can take it out the lymphatic system. So just tapping up and down the right arm a little, and up the inside. And across the chest, top of the shoulders, down the arm again. Up the inside. Over the stomach. So the back as well into the spleen, pancreas just below, over into your liver, right at the back. The liver goes all the way around into the abdomen, all the digestive organs, down the front of the body, coming down the inside of the legs. It's just waking up all these pranic channels, coming back up the inside of the legs a couple of times. Up the inside, down the inside, and then up the outside of the legs, and back down again. And the back of the legs, front of the legs, back of the legs, into the back, as far as you can reach, kidneys. And then into the hara, the energy system. And do quite rapid ones, just below the navel there. The harika energy, flow of energy. And just say, And then just sweep the body down. Just take all that excess energy that's now come to the surface. So disease first starts in the energy body.
Try and turn off their microphones, because Nat's sound is...
And then just sweeping all that excess energy off. And over the head. We didn't tap the head. Give the head a little tap, the face, neck. Just liven the energy up, or wake it up. And then sweep it off. Okay, and then we're just going to not actually touch the body, but use the hands just away from the body to sweep the energy away. Remember, the pranic channels are energetic. So it's about working with the energy body, coming up the back of the legs, coming up the back, and then catch the energy in hollow hands. Bring the hands either shoulder and wipe down the arms. Catch the energy in the hands. Sweep that energy over the head. Cross the arms down the back as far as you can, and then sweep back down the front, all the way down the torso. And down the inside of the legs. Try not to even touch your clothes. Up the outside of the legs, coming up the back, catch the energy, and sweep opposite shoulders, down the arms, catch the energy, over the face, down the back of the head, crossing the arms as far down the back as you can. coming over the head, sweeping down the body, down the inside of the legs, up the outside of the legs. Last one, coming up the back and then catching the energy under the armpits with hollow fists. Sweep down the arms, catch the energy in the hands, sweep over the head, all the way down as far as you can, back over the face, and just bring the hands to prayer at the heart and say, ah. And bringing the hands below the navel. And then just brush down the arms and send that energy back to the earth. And just like have a little prayer, say, Earth Mother, please receive this energy as a gift and take from me what no longer serves and bring back to me what's going to benefit my life and all of our future right now. Something like that, just make up your own little prayer. Good. Okay, so now we're going to do our lymphatic walk, because the lymphatic walk is also pushing the energy through the body. So we really want to get the energy to flow. So lift the left hip, keep the left leg straight and don't bend the knee. And then just bend the knee and let the hip drop. And then lifting just toward the outside of the leg to the outside of the ankle and release at the toes. Lift the right hip, keep the leg straight, and then bend the knee, the hip will drop. So now you've let go of the hip and you're into the knee. Then just present the outside of the ankle, releasing the knee, and point the toes, let the toes touch. Lift the left shoulder. As you lift the elbow, drop the shoulder, so the energy moves to the elbow. Release the elbow down and lift the wrist, so the energy is now in the wrist. Release the wrist and let it come out through the fingertips, sending all the excess energy back to the earth. Lifting the right shoulder. So release the shoulder down as you start to pick up the right elbow. Release the right elbow down as you start to pick up the right wrist. Release the right wrist as you release out the fingertips, sending energy back to the earth. Now lift the left hip and the right shoulder. Straight leg, and now bend the knee and the elbow, drop the hip and the shoulder. Now lifting the outside of the ankle and the top of the wrist, and then release out the fingers and the toes, sending that energy back to the earth. Lifting the left shoulder and the right hip, and then releasing that hip and shoulder down as the elbow and the knee come up, and then taking it to the outside of the wrist and ankle and out the toes. So hip and shoulder, knee and elbow, wrist, ankle, fingers, toes. Now come out of the head mind, come to where the first bit of grey matter is at the solar plexus. So just look straight ahead, but then open your peripherals. And just initiate the move and then see if you can just follow the move, just follow the flow. So everything is about going with the flow. Because when we go with the flow, we allow the flows in our body to flow more fluently. When we push against the flow, we create blockages in our life or in our body. Or we create resistance, not always blockages, but we're creating resistance. And then there'll be a big gush. Sometimes we don't want that big gush. Okay, now we're going to bring the energy in. Lift the left toes. So we've pushed it to the extremities. Now release the toes, show the inside of the left ankle. Rotate the leg, flex the foot, and bring the heel down so the energy is coming up the inside of the leg back into the body. Lifting the right toes, present the inside of the ankle, drop the toes, inside of the knee, then rotate, flex the foot, because it's blood and lymph that are moving too. The heel lands first. Left little finger comes under next thumb. Open the wrist, drop the hand. Now pull into the inside of the elbow, releasing the wrist. Let it come up into the armpit and take it into the body. Push back. Bring the right little finger in, next thumb. Show the inside of the wrist. You've received the gift. Now you're bringing it up into the inside of the elbow, to the armpit, and into the body. Now we're going to lift the left toes and the right fingers. Scoop the energy with the fingers and the toes. Bring it up into the wrist. Push the elbow out to bring it into the inside of the elbow. Row the leg to bring it up into the inside of the leg. Flexing the foot and bring the heel down first. So try to get out of the head, mind fingers and toes. Drop the hand inside of the ankle and the wrist. Rotate the leg, push the elbow out, and then heel down first. Gathering the energy. Imagine now you're drawing the energy up from the earth into the body. You've given out the excess, now you're gaining fresh energy. You can't put new furniture in your house until you take the old furniture out. So always cleaning and then nourishing. You might feel little crickles and crackles as you do this. That's the energy as it's pushing through. It's pushing the pent-up gases through the body out. So the gas just isn't in the fart and the burp, but it's in the whole body, in all of the joints, and not only just the joints, it's through the whole body. And as this energy flows, it'll push where the blockages are. It'll start to clear the blockages in the body and the gas buildup. So just imagine now receiving this beautiful gift from the earth. Try to look straight ahead, come out of that conscious mind to the subconscious mind, the primary brain. And we're just going to milk the energy one more time, taking it out the body again. So hip and shoulder. Release the hip and shoulder, taking it to knee and elbow, wrist, ankle, fingers, toes. Now as you release your excess energy, just see all of that excess energy as your beauty, and you're giving your beauty back to the earth as well. And now we're going to draw that energy in again, fingers and toes, inside of the wrist, ankle, knee, elbow, armpit, groin, and into the body. Draw that energy up from the earth. Draw her beauty into you. Receiving energy. So the yin flow as the energy's moving inward. And that's like the left pranic channel is the yin flow, the more inward flow. Bringing into consciousness, and the yang energy is the outward flow, taking it out into the universe. We're just going to go a little larger now. As we scoop, they're going to twist. So take the arm and the hand out, and then turn the torso and look out over the right arm, and then bring the heel down. So it's a balancing exercise as well now as we're moving slowly. Opposite hand to leg. Twist the body, look down the left arm. Heel down. Draw it in. Twist. And down. I hope you're all still breathing. Now we're going to take that energy out. Hip and shoulder, elbow, finger, twist, elbow, wrist, fingers, toes. Hip and shoulder, knee and elbow, twist, fingers, toes. Doesn't matter if you can't twist, if you're losing too much balance, just do smaller ones. And then we're twisting right where the root of the lymph and the spleen are, the whole solar plexus, that fire chakra. So balancing that fire energy again. One of the most important exercises to do to keep the flows moving through the body and beyond the body. Bend the knees, inhale, gather the energy up to the throat. Come halfway up and let the energy float down to the hara, 3 fingers below the navel, 3 fingers in, hold the breath in. Straighten the legs, drop the shoulders, reach out the crown of the head, open the sides of the neck, then release and breathe. Say, ah. And then just coming to the top of your mats, we'll come into a salute to the sun, a very flowing, soft, gentle salute to the sun. So inhale, bend the knees, let the wrists float up. Exhale, straighten the legs, push back a little. Inhale, let the wrists float up. Bend the knees. Imagine you're stroking with a paintbrush or something like that. Let the wrists flow. Inhale. Exhale, step back with the right leg. Push the back heel out, toes pointing to the front. Push back with the hands, exhaling. Inhale, bring the arms up to the ears, the back leg straight, the front legs bent. Once the arms are at the ears, take a slight tilt. Push that back heel to the floor, lunge into the front leg, say ah. Chest lift, shoulders drop. Inhale, straightening into the front leg, bring the body all the way parallel to the floor. And then exhale, straighten the front leg if you can, and bring the hands to the floor. It doesn't matter if the front leg is bent. You may have blocks and you're resting on your blocks here, or you may have a straight leg resting on your leg. Wherever you can rest comfortably, just make sure the back leg's straight. Now breathe in from the base of the spine all the way to the crown of the head, encouraging the flow of the Nadis. Inhale right from the base, focus on the spine as if you're pulling energy up through the spine with the breath. And then as you exhale, now bend the front leg, step back with the back leg, another step, and bring the knee to the floor. Inhale, lift the chest. Take that lunge forward so the right groin's opening, right channel's opening. Just hold and breathe, roll the shoulders down and back. Make sure the back of the neck is long and open. Tuck the back toes under, straighten the back leg, and then straighten the front leg as much as you can. Take the head down, breathe in from the base of the spine to the crown of the head, creating that ripple with the breath. Exhale. Inhale, step back into down dog. The left leg comes back to the right leg. So now we're in the middle channel, Shodhana Nadi. From the right channel, we've moved into the middle channel. You can even take a breath here, so breathing from the tailbone all the way into the crown of the head. Push through the hands, right up into the shoulders, spin the armpits in toward the cheeks. So the shoulders are rolling away from the ears. From the shoulders, push up into the hips, hike the buttock high and sink the weight into your heels. Let the belly come back toward the spine, the soft part of the belly. Feel it sucking up into the lower ribs. Inhale, come up on the toes. Exhale, bring the knees to the floor. All the way back to pose of the child. Inhale, bend the elbows, pull the body forward. Keep the hands where they are as we come to a striking cobra. Keep the elbows in, the shoulders up. Lift the chest, back of the neck long. Push the tongue out. And push all the toxin out of the body. Inhale to cat. Exhale, sit back to pose of the child. Inhale, ripple forward from the base to the brain to plank on the knees. Exhale, pushing up to down dog. Inhale, pick the right leg up to hip height. Exhale, bring that foot in between the hands and bring the back knee to the floor. Inhale, lift the chest. Left Nadi's opening, and then exhale, step the back foot up to the front foot. Inhale, rolling up through the spine, vertebra on vertebra. Try and feel it's like a string pulling you from in front of the spine. Bring the arms over the head, hands to prayer. Exhale, bring the hands to the chest. Hold here, just let the breath regulate itself. Toes pointing to the front of the room, weight even in the feet. And just paying homage to our sunshine. And just giving thanks to our sun for giving us warmth, light, and energy, life force. And just remembering without the sun there would be no life on this planet, without the heat, without the energy radiating and the light. And then we'll just work into the left channel, Nadi. So inhale, just feel that floating feeling again. Try to work through that fluid and energy body, not just the muscles. If you only work from the muscles, you'll actually squeeze the internal flows, reducing them. So try to work right from inside, even if you can think of working from inside your bones. So you're working from the inside out. The muscles will still work because you're moving. Inhale, let the wrist float up halfway. Exhale, step the left leg back, push the heel out so all the toes are pointing to the front, push back. Back leg straight, front legs bent. Inhale, bring the arms up next to the ears. Once the arms are at the ears, lift up right from the base of the spine, arch back, drop the shoulders. Exhale, lift your heart to the sun and say, ah. Inhale, reach up to center. Exhale, straightening the front leg as much as you can, halfway, and then all the way down. So the front leg might be bent. Drop the head down completely. If you have two straight legs and your hands on the floor, you might want to flex the front foot to get more of a stretch in the hamstring. Or you may have two straight legs resting on your shin, or you may have blocks, or just a bent knee and on the floor. So now just breathing in all the way from the base to the brain. You can feel the left channels more open as the left leg is back. So you're encouraging that energy now to come up through Nadi, the left pranic channel. Inhale. Now as you exhale, bend the front leg, take another step back with the back leg to a lunge and bring the back knee to the floor. Inhale, bring the chest up, fingertips touching the floor. Take that lunge forward so the left groin's opening. Just doing a very short, slow salute to the sun, trying to bring that focus to the channels as we're now in the feminine energy, the cooling energy, the calming energy, the intuitive energy, the moon. Just breathe, let the groin open. It's major blood and lymph vessels there draining the body, draining the acid out of the system. And we make white blood cells when we're stretching the body, stretching through the ligaments make the white blood cells, so it boosts the immune system. And when we're doing exercises more so where we're pushing into the heads of the bones, like downward dog, we're making red blood or standing poses. Okay, on the next exhale, we're going to step back to split dog. So straighten the front leg as much as you can. Do 3 rippling breaths here. Just encouraging that flow through either Nadi. So a very intentional salute to the sun today. And then on the next inhale, step back to down dog. Heels are just about a fist and a little bit more apart. Hands are in front of the shoulders. Armpits are spinning in toward the cheeks. Shoulders are away from the ears. Push up from the shoulders to the hips. Pike the buttock high. Now inhale, come up on the toes and ripple the body forward into a plank. We'll come down a different way, just give a variation. And then exhale, bring the knees to the floor, the chest to the floor, the bottom up to the sky. Elbows in, shoulders down, and lifting the tips of the shoulders to the sky. Inhale up to cobra, tongue out, eyes wide open, gaze at the eyebrow center, push out the toxins. Inhale to cat. Exhale back to pose of the child. Inhale, rippling into plank on the knees all the way up through the spine. Exhale, push up to down dog. Inhale, take the left leg up to hip height. Exhale, bring that foot in between the hands, the right knee to the floor. Now we're opening Pingala Nadi, the right Nadi, the masculine, the heating energy, the more yang energy. And then on the next exhale, you're going to step that back leg up. Inhale, roll up through the spine. Imagine there's a string just in front of your spine pulling you up, coming up through Shodhana Nadi. Bring the arms all the way up to the universe, gathering the energy from the universe and bringing that healing pranic energy to your mind, fingers to the forehead, to your lips, to your actions, to your words, and then to your heart, to your actions. Balancing the mind, the thoughts, the speech, and your actions. Trying to bring all of those 3 to balance together. For your body, your soul, and your spirit. Release the hands. Bend the knees. Inhale, gather the energy. Take it all the way up to the throat. Hold the breath in. Take the energy down below the navel, knees halfway up. Holding in the thymus gland, just above of and in front of the heart. Hold into the center of the head. Body, soul, and spirit. Release body, the base, to soul in the chest. Release the soul to the spirit. And say, ah. We're just going to do that pranic flowing movement again, the lymph flow. So lifting the opposite hip to shoulder, taking it out to the knee and the elbow, all the way to the fingers and the toes, giving energy out. So just releasing any more excess energy after the salute to the sun, letting it go. And then gathering that energy in fingers and toes, inside of the ankle and wrist, all the way up to the armpits and the groin and back into the body. Left hand's pushing back as you gather with the right hand. Then that back hand is already starting to scoop as it's coming forward. Pushing back with the opposite hand. So as that arm pushes all the way back, it then turns, getting ready to gather the energy again. Bend the knees, gather the energy, very soft, very gentle. Try to feel the energy. Take it down below the navel, gather energy from the base, straighten the legs and just let the energy release around there. Take the left ear to the left shoulder, so you're opening from the lymph filters to the lymph glands, releasing any excess energy, and opening the lymphatic system to release any toxin. So make sure the head's not tilted back. You feel like you want to tilt it back, just bring the chin down slightly. So the stretch is just behind the ear down to the armpit, and just have that sense of letting go. And then take the head to the opposite side. And inhale, bring the head up. So now we're just going to rub the hands. And feel the energy a little bit more. It's really important to get to understand and know energy because again, it's hard to believe. Now they do have photography that can see energy, which is really good. Okay, shake the hands. And turn the left palm down, the right palm up. So we're going to take a full breath in, hold the breath, squeeze really fast 12 times, then rotate the palms, squeeze 12 times again fast, and then don't touch anything. So one palm up, one palm down, full breath in, hold the breath, squeeze 12 times fast, rotate, shake the hands, let the breath go, don't touch anything, stretch the hands up, shake, stretch the hands up, shake, stretch the hands up. And now bring the hands so they're body width, just around the waist, around the hara energy. And just start to bounce the hands and see if you can feel anything between your hands, heat, tingling, magnetism. And if you look straight between your hands to the floor, you might even see energy. You might see it like specks or like a silver lining, like a silver goo that stretches between your hands. And then that's cleaning the body energy, the body aura. And then coming halfway in, cleaning off the soul energy, the soul aura, the soul layer of the aura. And just bouncing. You may not feel anything the first time. You may be going, wow. Eventually, and then stretch it out. And bounce it in and out. And then coming to just an inch apart, the spirit layer of the aura. And stretch it and bring it back in. Stretch it and bring it back in, and then just bounce an inch apart. And bring the middle of the right palm around the outside of the left palm, and just circle around and see if you can feel that energy between the palms. And then the left palm moving around the outside of the right palm. And don't be too conscious and aware of it, more Just feel it. And then move the two palms together. If you play with that a lot, it'll start moving your hands around. You feel you can just start playing with the energy and pushing it around. Now bring it into the fingertips and stretch it through the fingertips. See, and this just goes to prove that we can all heal ourselves and each other. We use this energy and we put it into parts of our body or put our hands on other people. But we can just direct this energy through the body as well. Now bring the wrists together and bounce the energy through the wrists. The prana, we're feeling the prana. And then again, just bring it through the hands. Sweep it over the body. Down and release. Good. Let's come down to sitting. And we're now just going to practice Nadi shodhana. So we're going to do it in a double way. So often when we're just blocking the nose, when we don't consciously, we're not aware enough and we're not breathing deep into the whole body. So we're going to make sure we get right down to the pranic channel at the base. So just for now, squeeze that muscle under the left sit bone and see if you can push the knee toward the floor. It might only be a tiny little move like that. It might be a larger move like this. So just find that sit bone you're sitting on and squeeze that muscle under it, the poochie. And then go to the right side and squeeze the right sit bone muscle. And then see if you can squeeze both sit bone muscles. Good, okay. So just make sure you're comfortable. You may want to sit on a bolster. Just make sure you don't start dropping in the solar plexus or dropping in the back. You want to be able to sit up nice and straight. And if you sit on a bolster, then it just tilts the pelvis slightly and gives you that slight arch in the back, and then it keeps everything open. So you can sit on a blanket or cushion, a bolster, but make sure your bottom's just on the edge of it. Don't sit on it again so that you're going to end up rolling back again. So just come forward enough so you're sitting on those sit bones and slight tilt in the pelvis. And if you like, which is even better, you bring the heel into the opening of the vagina, or for men it's that skin between the anus and genitals, just so your foot's at the perineum, which is also the base chakra, and it helps to hold the energy in the body. So bring the left hand now to chin mudra. The finger, again, the two nadis, the finger of you and I, and the finger of the universe. G'day, mate. Good on you, mate. So bringing those two flows together, okay? The yang and the yin. So the universal flow and the you and I flow, the physical body here and now. We bring those two together. And that increases the flows through the body. So just closing the right nostril with the thumb. And bring the three fingers to the center of the forehead. So the two outer fingers are going to come to the edge of the eyebrows, and the middle finger is going to come slightly above where Ajna chakra is. Okay, so we've got the foot at the base at Muladhara chakra, and then we've got the fingers at Ajna chakra. So creating that flow from the beginning of the Nadi to the end of the Nadi. Our physical body to the universal body that's starting to come out into the conscious mind, the greater mind. Okay, so squeeze that left sit bone muscle, begin to breathe in and allow that flow to move all the way up to the center of the forehead, Ajna chakra. Hold the breath, block the left nostril, and then exhale through the right nostril.
Squeeze the sit bone on the right now and then begin to breathe in. Imagine you can feel that energy moving all the way up to Ajna chakra. Close the nostril, hold the breath, and then exhale through the left. So you squeeze the sit bone just before you breathe in. Once you've started breathing in, you can release that whenever you feel comfortable. You can hold it to the end or you can release it earlier. But make sure it's released by the time you get to Ajna. And then exhale through the right nostril. Side you exhale from, you're inhaling back into. Inhale right nostril, squeeze that sit bone muscle just before. Holding the breath. And then exhaling down through the left channel. Squeeze the left sit bone muscle, inhale. Hold, block the nose. Exhale right nostril. Make sure you're getting that breath really deep, so that squeeze helps you to breathe deeper. So encouraging the flow of the energy to move through the nadis from the base to the brain. And trying to balance out those two flows. Those two flows are moving through every organ and gland in your body. The negative and the positive ions. Giving life as we create that current. So as we balance the nadis, the major nadis, it starts to balance all of our organs, glands and systems, because this flow is moving into every organ, gland and system. Now, if you'd like to add to the practice, as you inhale, silently say to yourself, Om. And at the end of the breath, resonate Om loudly in the center of your head. Om. Then block the nostril, exhale the opposite side with a silent Om. Inhale that same side with a silent Om. Exhale a loud Om as it reaches Ajna chakra, the forehead. Om. Inhale left side, silent Om. Resonate Om in the center of the head. Block the left nostril, inhale opposite side with a silent Om, or whatever side you're on. And a loud Om in the center of the head. Keep going. Keep the spine long, reach from the base to the crown of the head, lengthen the spine, drop the shoulders. Make sure you're not dropping into the organs, lift nice and long, become light. Imagine there's a string pulling your head up to the sky, and Earth Mother's pulling your base into the earth. Shoulders down and relaxed. Breath steady and even. Begin every breath softly and gently, the inhalation and the exhalation, to have a longer, more slower, controlled breath.
Once you've exhaled out of the left nostril, you can bring the hands down, and we'll just do a few more rounds just using the sit bone muscles. So exactly the same thing, squeeze the left sit bone muscle, begin to breathe in. Feel the energy moving from base to brain. Hold the breath in at the center of the head. Exhale the right side. Squeeze the right sit bone muscle, inhale. It's helping to do it a little more psychically, bringing that attention to the nadis. A nice prolonged practice of Nadi shodhana, really making contact with these channels and giving them a deep cleanse. And trying to bring them to almost perfect balance. And then just letting the breath go. Once you've exhaled through the left nostril, we're going to squeeze both sit bone muscles and breathe up now through Shushumna Nadi. So we're breathing through Ida and Pingala, and now we're coming straight up through the center through Shushumna Nadi. So we're squeezing both sit bones at the same time. Then begin to inhale, allowing that energy, then that breath to move all the way up to Ajna Chakra in the center of the head. And then exhaling back down Shushumna Nadi. So squeeze the sit bone muscles just before the in-breath. And then let the sit bone muscles go before the out-breath. And if you like, you can inhale with a silent Om. And as it reaches Ajna, holding the breath, and then release with a loud Om. Squeezing both sit bone muscles, inhaling with a silent Om. And release with a loud Om.
Just finishing that practice now. Bring the hands to prayer at the heart. Ida Nadi on the left, Pingala Nadi on the right, the masculine in the right, the feminine in the left, the sun and the moon, bringing them together at the heart, at the soul, Shushumna Nadi, the slight hollow in the palms of your hands, as you bring those two polarities together in matrimony, in harmony, in balance. And bow to that divine inner nature that we've been working on. And then just give yourself 2 minutes to lie down and just let that energy really move deeply into your body. Just a couple of minutes of lying down. I'm not going to say anything, I just want you to really feel that flow of energy. So just lying on your back. Or you can remain seated, whatever you feel like doing. You might like to feel that energy continually flowing up through the body. And just staying in that energetic feeling. I feel your life as my body. I feel your life as my body. Earth Mother, Sky Father, I am the child of your life. I feel your soul as my soul. I feel your soul as my soul. Earth Mother, Sky Father, I am the child of your life. I feel your spirit as my spirit. I feel your spirit as my spirit. Earth Mother, Sky Father, we are the children of your light. We are the children of your light. We are the children of your light. Now just begin to wiggle the fingers and the toes. Blink the eyes gently. Turn the head side to side. If you wish to continue laying, just continue laying. And then squeeze the fingers, the toes, the eyes tight shut. Stretch your arms above your head. Take a big yawn. Oh, rub your hands up through your throat. Say, oh. Rub your hands below your navel. Say, Roll onto your right side and gently rock yourself awake. And slowly bring yourself back up to sitting. You can remain laying if you don't feel like coming up. So we're just going to do an ah, an ah, and a hum. The spirit, the soul, and the body. So the energy of Pingala Nadi lands here. The energy of Shushumna Nadi lands here. The energy of Ida Nadi lands here. So full breath in, into the center of the head, resonating a high-pitched sound of that conscious mind to the large conscious mind. Full breath in, out to the universe. High pitch. Breath into the center of the chest, the soul energy, a medium pitch here to resonate through all of your cells. Full breath in. And out to everybody in this Zoom group. And a full breath into the base of the body, resonating deep into your bones and deep into the earth, a low rumble. And when we yawn, we're bringing these three energies into balance, the same sounds. Stretch up and yawn. Namaste. Click around you, seal off your energy.